working on the whole background thing. I'd love to get it where I can just have it behind me. But let's face it, I am so not a pro at the eh, I'm so not a pro at technology. I wonder what this is. Ah, not what I was looking for. So it'd be great if I could just yeah. Anyway, so yeah, still working on the whole green screen thing when I'm live with you guys. But I was live on TikTok, which is weird because my audience is totally here. And I was reading this book, Master of Positive Thinking. 'Cause I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but I'm really an optimist. Like really, really an optimist. And I think if we can come together as a society with like-minded individuals, even with different, slightly different opinions here and there. Oh, I wonder if I could share. How interesting. What I want to do, and I'm sorry, like I am talking about a book at the same time. I kind of want to see if I can get something behind me, but it doesn't look. No wonder nobody's watching. See, if nobody's watching it and this is just recorded, then I can just edit it or whatever. But my majority of my audience is actually here on YouTube, not on TikTok. So that's why I was like, why am I here reading? But this has some really cool things. I'm not going to read it like completely. Actually, I feel like I have read a lot of it. But I think it might help some people. If I were to read some of this, sorry, I did not do a lot of good stretching today because I'm not at work. So it's the science of positive thinking. I think if I read some things to you guys and leave it up, somebody out there in my audience may get a lot out of it. So this is the science behind positive thinking. Positive thinking isn't some sort of magical idea of anything like that. It actually comes with loads of scientific proof, too. There are a lot of studies on how having a sunny outlook can seriously help you out mentally. It even gets called positive psychology. Yes, it turns out a warm, fuzzy feelings like joy and thankfulness really do pay off a big time for your mental health down the line. Let's take a look at some of those studies about positive thinking. Okay. Research shows that positive thinking reduces stress and anxiety, which helps keep your body relaxed and calm. This is from the Mayo Clinic in 2022. Positive thoughts release happy chemicals called endorphins to boost your mood and protect your healthy cells from damage. This leads to a faster recovery after illness or injury and stronger hearts overall. Focusing on good vibes is truly beneficial to your entire well-being. Fascinating, huh? When we have good thoughts, they actually affect the way I'm sorry, I'm tired, guys. It is just, almost midnight. Scientists have found that positive thinking can modify our brain structure and functions due to something called neuroplasticity. In other words, when we experience positive events or simply visualizing them in our minds, so just visualizing positive events, our brains adapt and grow stronger connecting neurons, leading to long-lasting changes for the best possibilities and possible outcomes. When we continuously focus on warm thoughts, inner result increases productivity and production of happy substances like dopamine and serotonin, the ones responsible for the pleasure emotion. Not only do they help bring cheer, but they encourage physical changes in our brains that allow us to better cope under pressure and stay happier longer. Positivity alters and various architects of our gray matter in awesome ways. Isn't that kind of cool? And this is all done by positive thinking. Okay, other ways a complete reflection of our positive thinking. So in relationships, positive thinking has a deeper income. Like I said, guys, I am tired. Positive thinking has a deeper impact than just making us feel good. Our relationships also benefit from it when we choose to approach our interaction with positive outlook. We send out warm kindness and compassion. And the best part is we attract people who share our sunny disposition. Positive energy is magnetic, and it helps us improve our communication, deepen our connections, and cultivate strong, healthy relationships. That's just based on positive thinking in relationships. Okay, at work. Now, honestly, at work, the person who's hated is usually the one in an office setting. Would I've ever worked in an office setting, which it's been like 20 some years, the positive person is the only person nobody likes. But that's besides the point. That's, again, my experience 20 plus years ago. So things might have changed. In the world of working, having a positive outlook can really make things tick. You know why? Because it helps keep that drive alive so you can push through obstacles and knock down at your targets. And when you bring good vibes to the office, something magical happens. You get an awesome power, to think outside the box and boost efficiency, as well as being there for everyone around. Boosting efficiency and well-being for everyone around. Plus, being a leader gets easier because people want to follow someone who spreads sunshine everywhere they go. It's kind of fascinating thinking. So with positive thinking, you can become a better leader, and people will tend to follow you while you're at work. However, you have to be able to work, and you have to be working in an environment where that leadership tends to be necessary. And I get it. We don't all have jobs like that. Okay, physical and mental health. Again, this is all based on just positive thinking. Physical and mental health. Staying upbeat can do wonders for both your mind and your body. Researchers say that a sunny outlook can do things like give your heart a boost, amp up your immune system, and even help you live longer. Positive thoughts can actually release chemicals in your body that help you unwind, banish stress, and feel better all over by See, I told you guys I was tired. By captivating a healthy, inclusive attitude, you can bounce back better when things get tough or cope with whatever life throws your way. Because let's face it, we don't live in a perfect world. And on top of that, form sustainable positive habits that promote wellness. That's kind of cool thinking. This is all done by positive thinking. I'm going to keep going. Personal growth and self-development. In the realm of personal growth and self-development, positive thinking reigns supreme. By placing confidence in our inherent abilities and highlighting our most exceptional traits, we breathe life into our full potential, propelling us toward an unprecedented levels of triumph. Just by positive thinking cultivates a growth-oriented mentality, bolstering our capacity to welcome challenges with positivity, derive lessons from defeats, and transform ourselves into the most optimal versions of ourselves. And again, this is done just by positive thinking. You can become the most optimal version of yourself. That's kind of cool. Okay, the impact of negativity. We're just touching on this. In the mirage of ways, the negativity manifests itself can drastically affect the very fabric of who we are. Even our ideas, emotions, and conduct are affected by it, which taints how we view the world and creates a depressing reality. When we give in to its grip, we enrolls ourselves to our potential in damaging and confining atmosphere and deny ourselves the rich pleasures of limitless joy, abundance, and inner fulfillment. So definitely staying with the positivity. Okay, and this is what it does to your mental health. Again, this is not the positivity I was thinking about. This is just the negativity. I want to stick with the positivity, but I guess the good, the bad, Negativity can manifest a poisonous fang even in our mental and emotional well-being, resulted in an adverse reaction. It lodges within us like a parasite, spawning self-doubt, sowing the seeds of low self-esteem, and nurturing a conscious self of unease and sadness. The more we allow negative thoughts and beliefs to thrive, the stronger hold they become, binding us to a rigid cycle of negativity that spawns despair and pessimism. It'd be helpful if I could talk, right? Okay, in our relationships, again, this is negativity. The burden of negativity can affect even the strongest bonds. By continuously emphasizing flaws in others, an air of disapproval, animosity, and discord develops, which damages interpersonal relationships by interrupting dialogue and depleting faith between individuals. This unfavorable mindset chips away at the roots of warm relationships, leaving you longing for an intimacy you so deeply desire. Because let's face it, we're sociable creatures. We actually need each other. I mean, we didn't prove that. If nothing else was proven during the pandemic, it's our need to be connected to one another, or at least other people. How do you think some special social media, especially TikTok, took off? Is because our need to connect with one another. We need this for our own mental well-being. All right, we're still in negativity, which that kind of sucks, but physical health. This is how negative thinking affects your physical health. Negative thought patterns can wreak havoc on our bodies by creating chronic psychological stress. Scientific research has demonstrated that the psychology stress created by prolonged negativity contributes to less effective healing capabilities and amplified susceptible to illness or complaints. Since our mental and bodily well-being is fundamentally intertwined, adverse ideas can accumulate and get tangled, and tangible signs through discomfort like migraines, indigestion, exhaustion, and further impairment overall vitality. Interesting. And then in your professional life, we already know this is going to be like doom and gloom, right? Negativity can mess up things at work too. When negativity rules the office, it makes it pretty unpleasant. People stop being enthusiastic, helpful, and even just nice to each other. Actually, a lot of people quit, and sometimes you can lose some of your best employees by having a negative atmosphere. Teamwork, and everyone feels like they don't have anything good going for them anyway. That kind of attitude spreads quickly, so before you know it, everything becomes slow and sluggish because no one cares enough anymore. Or worse, chaotic, and no one knows what to expect. Yeah, so definitely try and keep the negative vibes low and try and keep the positive thinking upright, because not only do you benefit from it, but so does everybody around you. Moving on to the connection between our thoughts, our emotions, and our actions. I'm going to skip. Maybe I won't. Your feelings, thoughts, and actions are all connected. Or why not? Nobody's complaining whether I skip things or not. Let me just do a stretch of the neck. I might have to get up and get a drink. Your feelings, thoughts, and actions are all connected. It's like these different parts of ourselves are connected through some ways and patterns where they affect each other. Getting clued into relationships means having more control over shaping your own experiences. Once you do that, watch how much better your mental and physical state gets as well as your self-confidence grows. Thoughts are the building blocks of everything else in ourselves. Like gardening tends to, or gardeners, like a gardener tends to plot their own sowing new seeds. We cultivate our minds by spreading fresh thoughts. These powerful little things sneakily alter both how we view the world and ourselves. They make us feel either pumped or limited, groovy or sad. It's not something I expected. Groovy or sad as a comparison. You don't tend to see those two together like that. Our inner voice sets the mood for later reaction and actions. So you have a reaction and your action. Our emotions act like a link between what we think about and how we react to it emotionally. It's all about a natural responses, which stem from straight out from ourselves, driven by our own thinking process. The more optimistically we think, the better we feel. Agreed? Right? A good vibe inside motivates us to behave in an agreeable way, which is beneficial for others as well as helpful for us reaching our ambitions while living according to our principles. I knew it was more helpful for us, but reading, it actually helps us reach our ambitions. That's an interesting concept. Think about that. This is definitely a think about it kind of moment with some of these things I'm reading to you guys. On the other hand, if thoughts tend toward the negative side of things, there will be a surge of bad emotional reactions leading to stress, anger, and unhappiness. It could make you struck with no improvement or even worsen your conditions further on. Negative notions make people pessimistic, thus making it harder to see ways ahead, let alone find solutions when struggling in any circumstances. If you pay attention to these connections of your thoughts impacting emotions, driving actions, then you'll be able to shape them up. Once learned, it is possible to alter some unwanted thoughts into something better. With a new awareness achieved via discovery in your hands, you might start to change for yourself, first by also influencing folks around you. Interesting thought concept, huh? Just by you changing your thought process, you're going to influence the people around you. Think about that. Think about it. Think about it. You become someone who sets trends instead of following them, thus bringing the world a bit closer to where everyone aspires to live since birth, a peaceful, loving, and happy place, free of numerous problems we currently see in the world right now. It does make you wonder if the author is suggesting that with our thought processes, could we actually shape and change the world to a peaceful, loving, and happier place than what we currently have? Think about it. You guys are going to hear that a lot. I'm sorry. The power of reframing thoughts. So this is, I hope, kind of like a walkthrough on how we can do this, huh? I know at the end of every chapter for this, since I've been reading it on and off, I know there's a lot of action steps that, you could take individually to improve this thinking. See, this is what happens when I have too much time off. I was given some time off, and this is why you're seeing me. That and I spend way too much time on TikTok, and I really should be on YouTube because this is where the majority of my audience is anyway. The power of reframing thoughts. Thoughts form at the base of the future of our future life. What if you could replace a few ideas in your brain with new ones? So rethinking. Well, that would mean that you can literally redraw your own personal horizon of success in life. Cognitive reframing helps you achieve exactly that goal by mentally refuting one opinion to replace it with a better version, which brings greater benefits. It'd be nice if everything that we have and all the problems we have would be so easy in one book, wouldn't it? I have a feeling there's going to be some things in here that are going to be a little more challenging than that. Excuse me. At one point, I will get too tired and go to bed. This shift of thoughts can lead to a whole community in a specific direction rather than going downhill, thanks to the collective thinking pattern based on the same old news repeating each day in the headlines. Wouldn't it be great to change that? Yeah, no kidding, man. I'm telling you. That is just so controversial too. I I agree. I agree. It would be nice. We're still, actually, Ukraine and Russia are still at war, and we don't even think of that because we don't even hear that much from it. But that is still happening. Some ways Putin's getting stronger, and then you hear the propaganda machine that Putin's getting weaker, and you don't really know what's going on there because I don't think our information is really all that fresh. So, yeah, no, it's, yeah, exactly. All right. This shift of thoughts can lead the whole community in a specific direction rather than going downhill, thanks to a collective thinking pattern based on the same old news repeat. I read this already, didn't I? So this reframing is reframing of thinking. I don't disagree with what you said, by the way. So the reframing opens doorways to a brighter tomorrow, letting anyone, that's any of us, okay? Definitely, it's not just me. Letting anyone glimpse opportunities never noticed before by many others. So we all can see this. Simply said, these methods allow minds to broaden perspectives. I'm just trying to open people's minds. He's willing to broaden perspectives. And after putting in enough effort, conscious effort, that is, and eventually get the results they've been dreaming of for a long time. When you manage to reconcile the idea that emerges after observing something initially, your entire view of the situation changes. With this new perspective, you are better able to handle difficult situations because you are no longer viewing them through a pessimistic lens. You are now equipped with the necessary courage and mental fortitude to deal with the unfortunate circumstances and obstacles that stand in the way of achieving your goals. Listen, we all have obstacles. It's how you work through them, though, you know? This reconstructive approach assists you in remaining proactive during tougher periods. Avoid being dragged underwater along the current flow, currently carrying depressing events and getting everyone in the similar boat. Just by stepping outside of the standard routines and trying to add some uplifting spirit to yourself, you may surprise the most important person of all present here. You may surprise yourself. Reframing can also help you shift how you look at things. It isn't about ignoring problems. Absolutely not. I never once said that, and neither did the author. But rather finding something positive that can come out of them. This way, when bad stuff happens, you focus on what might be useful insight gathered through the experiences instead of feeling defeated by all of them. Reframing helps us learn from bumps in the road and turn failure into opportunity for personal growth. Self-talk is important too. Probably, I would have to say, one of the most important things is self-talk. Since usually you are your own worst critic, by reframing might allow you to feel more understanding towards yourself. So do not get stuck comparing yourself to others' standards when you know they aren't right anyway. Correct? How we think affects how we act. If our minds tell us there is no solution, then we believe there is none. Absolutely. Absolutely work on yourself. All I'm asking is you think about how you talk to yourself. That's really what the section we're kind of going into right now. So you're reframing your thinking. It is always a positive to be working on yourself. We're all just works in progress. However, we all do go through bad phases in life. So I'm not disagreeing with anything you're saying. How we think affects how we act, though. If our minds tell us there is no solution, then we believe there is none. What would happen if your mind was reprogrammed to say, yes, I can, instead of no, I can't? Thoughts are powerful. Remember, thoughts are energy. Okay, so if you're thinking negatively, that's a negative energy. But if you're thinking positive, you're more likely to have those positive vibes come through, because we are very, almost like electrical currents ourselves. So you want to be throwing out positive currents. I think that's where the author's going with this, but I'm not sure. Thoughts are powerful. Let's use the mighty power for good by replacing every no with a yes. Let this day begin again, and make sure your glass is always half full and half empty. I actually have issues with that saying, because I always think your glass is half full unless you drink it, and then it's half empty. So I don't see things the same way other people do. I never have, though. So, all right. Steps to assess your mindset. So this is all about your mindset. This is definitely going into working on phrases of yourself. Working on different phases of yourself, regardless what you're going through. Because I could be working on myself and be going through a good phase. Still doesn't mean I don't need work. I still need it just as much as anybody else. I can only be a better person tomorrow than I am today, you know? Your mindset shapes how you see things and how you deal with the world. But here's the thing. You have the power within yourself to adjust whatever perspective you want and to attract new ideas about yourself and the world. With fresh insights and perspectives, you will be able to cope better and grow wiser because of it. Here are I misread that. Here's how to fine-tune those gears within your head. Follow these 10 easy steps to understand your mindset and bring a better life within reach. So let's check out these 10 steps. He did say 10, right? I think I'm going to have to get water. Cultivate self-awareness. Start with yourself always. Sometimes the only thing you can change is yourself, correct? Start with yourself. Be conscious about things happening inside can do wonders. Just look around and observe yourself. Notice the good stuff. Also take note of the negative thoughts which might block you from being the best version of yourself. You will have them also, but at least identifying these thoughts will help you act on them whenever is required. Challenge your assumption. All right, guys, I need water, and I did not grab water. I had coffee, but I ran out, which is why I'm kind of on the sleepy side. All right, give me 1 second. Minor pause for a liquid break. Wait till I have to pee. I know. I left. Everybody else left. That's fine. And the nice part is I can actually go back and edit this. All right. Challenge your assumptions. The next question, what you may assume all the time. Are you sure this is true? If yes, then go ahead. Otherwise, think about it. See, I'm not the only one that uses that. Think about it twice before taking action and let others know how you feel. Adopt newer ideas, too, so your growth does not stop. So the goal is to never have your growth stop. And adapting other ideas from other people is always helpful. Remember, we're social creatures. We actually need one another. Embrace a growth mindset. Embrace a positive attitude toward life. Always believe that you have the ability to win over anything coming up, since you are given the opportunity every single day. Remember, guys, we die once, but we live every single day, and we can always start over. Always. Keep learning and growing every day. Try treating failures as an opportunity to explore better solutions for next time. And never give up on yourself. Self-compassion. Be gentle and treat yourself like a friend. Encourage yourself when you achieve something. Treat yourself like a friend who understands you better, accept mistakes, and moves forward together. Speak kindly to yourself always. Remember that self-talk is so important. Seek different perspectives. Explore further beyond your own comfort zone. Meet new people, discuss new things with them, gain knowledge, read some books, watch movies and documentaries to expand your thoughts from multiple angles. See new places, visit countries, and meet new people from different cultures. You will have a lot of stories and lessons learned to live life with passion and happiness. Interesting. I've read a lot of mindful and a lot of positive thinking books. Very few of them say travel. Yes, embrace other cultures, but actually putting yourself in another culture is kind of different, I think it's a great opportunity of growth, though. I'm sorry, guys. I apologize. So that happens when you do this stuff late at night, Challenge limiting beliefs. Identify the beliefs that are hindering your growth and success. The question is whether they are really true and whether there is enough research behind them. Are they realistic? Or do you need a change? And if you need that change, the change is now. And replace them with something empowering, allowing you the space to perform at the level your best and succeed. Have fun working on yourself. So it's really, really good to work on yourself, yes, but it's supposed to be a fun activity, not so grueling. I mean, at times, trust me, I've done a lot of work on myself. At times it is grueling, but it's you. You're the only you have. You might as well have fun with it. Okay, mindfulness, which is, I'm sure you've heard me say a couple times. Get used to observing yourself closely, stay non judgmental, and most importantly, be grateful at heart for the little things you get done and all that you receive from the almighty nature and all the loved ones surrounding you. Mindful living gives you peace, happiness, joy, satisfaction, and contentment, plus all the positive energy that comes along with it. So just be present right now, whenever you can. It's interesting. I was talking about this to somebody earlier. I think it might have been yesterday. And one of the things that we brought up is the power. I am tired. I should have done this earlier today. The power of mindfulness. It is so powerful. There's studies out there and people that have cured themselves from like stage 4 cancer just by using mindfulness. So the power of mindfulness is unlimited and almost not even tapped into, I think, for the majority of us. And I'll include myself for that. I'm not going to say I haven't tapped into it. I don't know. It's limitless. It's completely limitless. And we need to learn, be better adapted to tapping into this. Tapping into mindfulness, I think, would be quite helpful for all of society, not just ourselves, Surrounding yourself with positivity. Okay, so this is the cool one. Hang out with like-minded and inspirational people. Nurture your soul with good vibes, a positive aura, good content, and nice people. Fill your social and digital circles with motivated souls. Make friends with those whom you can learn and whom you can share your vision. Create missions or goals with them. Join networks and attend events and conferences. Discuss in groups. Connect with people who share similar interests. And nourish your growth and passion by being around good people. They make a big difference also. It's absolutely fascinating. Guys, we're actually almost done this. I'm just going to read through the first chapter and then we'll go from there. Set goals and take aligned actions. Visualize the set targets. Write them down and divide each target into similar chunks. Work daily, bit by bit. But don't forget to check progress status, reviews regularly, and maintain records. This will let you know how far you've come, at what distance still needs to be covered. That way, it will guide you to focus on your dream destination and desired outcome for the future. The targets will seem reachable and achievable. Thus, the motivation keeps going. A great direction for life will start building naturally as you do this simple task on a regular basis. Pretty neat, huh? One problem at a time, my love. You know what would be cool is if I could add that to that comment, but I can't. Every problem has a solution. You just got to start one at a time. Rome wasn't built in a day, right? Your problems didn't start all in one day. Break it down. All right. Embrace continuous learning. Keep learning, keep growing. It's a lifelong journey with a never-ending chapter. It's a good way to look at things. Learn every day, even if it's a tiny thing today. Tomorrow's another small learning step ahead. So get to reading books, listen to TED Talks, or just hanging out with people who have some different skills than yours. You can attend various classes, learn yoga, meditation, cooking, and whatever interests you. Just stay open to everything new. Don't limit yourself to keep note of what you've learned today. It grows on you. Practicing self-reflection helps too. Last but not least, keep helping others. Share knowledge gained from your own experiences by talking, writing, and publishing. You'll surely feel fulfilled. And in the process, humility will grow with beautiful minds, just like yours. I want to say an amen. The rippling effect of positive thinking. I just want to see where we're at, because I know there's action steps at the end, okay? Being happy and believing in yourself makes other people feel good too. You can encourage others just by staying positive and working hard. Your example by motivating others to also work hard or think more positively, which can lead to everyone overall happiness. Imagine being surrounded by overall happiness. Having a bright attitude when talking to a close friend builds strong friendships faster than you expect. Since both people care for one another, they trust you more and share problems earlier, so both sides win. And as you spend quality chats together, mutual respect grows, which creates a lasting trust between the two of you, leading to long-term friendship bliss. Thinking good thoughts help boost your popularity. People enjoy hanging out and listening to you when you see the glass half full instead of half empty. And they want to hear you and be near you because it improves their own mood. With this positive mindset, group activities become easier as you both motivate peers and make friends through laughter while achieving more together. And you know what? It's more fun. Even money likes positive thinking. Here we go. Monetary. Since a positive outlook leads to taking initiative instead of procrastinating, your creativity flourishes, causing cool solutions to bloom. Positivity gives the courage to bold ideas, embracing calculated risks, invest in self-development, and so on. All keys to wealth creation. So having a bright attitude equals smart decisions and right moves, which leads to more income. Which everyone thinks positively and works together, we can achieve great things that benefit all parts of society. It really starts within ourselves and spreads fast once many minds are focused on helping humanity grow by focusing on all kinds of acts like volunteering, donating that improve whole communities, living standards, less crime, peace treaties, and healthier populations are possible for future generations too. With each person choosing kinder actions, word changes, and helpful attitudes, our world can soon look very different and much brighter. The power lies in each individual acting upon their idea of making changes happen. It's kind of powerful if you think about it. So by changing your mindset, you'll help your neighbor change their mindset, which will continue. You can't always win everybody over right away. And hence my friend doesn't seem very happy, but that's why he left. Ideas are identifying areas of improvement. I apologize for anybody's watching the aftermath of this. I am doing this rather late. I should have done it earlier. Finding the strength to look inside ourselves in depth and accept our flaws or drawbacks isn't bad. Instead, it opens up doors of opportunity for self-transformation into a better individual. There are so many cases where, when one accepts his or her flaws openly, they rise above their comfort zone, attract love, care, respect, attention, and yes, monetary benefits too. Come up clean with you. That's exactly what it says. It just doesn't sound like it's going to be right. Come up clean with yourself. It makes life more interesting, more peaceful, and more exciting. Okay, self-reflection. Look deep in your soul and ask yourself questions worth answering. Be alone, leave everything behind, and reflect upon things that concern you. Here you go, my friend. Where are you for this part? This is right up your alley. And be true to your answers. Seek help if needed. If you are the most important person in the universe, no matter how busy your schedule is, find space and time for you and only you, at least once a month, minimum once a week, or less, or more, depending on your priorities. It is essential. So make time for yourself so you can get stuck out of your mind and out of your own head and work on your growth. Personal growth is very, very important. Picture a clear vision for your life ahead. Think and figure out what kind of person you want to be, what kind of attitude you want to adapt, and what kind of lifestyle do you want to live, and what dreams and passionate career paths you would love to pursue. Jot them down somewhere. Someday, it will lead you closer to these goals. Have faith and patience. Assess your values. Assess your values. Realize your true nature, your true identity, and your basic instincts and thoughts. And then decide accordingly how you want to treat situations and people along your daily activities and decision. That way, and nothing is left unnoticed or kept aside. And go smoothly, enjoying life and living proudly as well. We're almost done, which is cool. I'm going to actually get an hour in. It's just more than what I did this with very little to low expectations, and it seems to be meeting and exceeding that a bit. Check your circle of friends, family members, co-workers, neighbors, social connections, and think it over. Do they really support you? Help you build positivity around you? Help you grow personally and professionally? Or are they always ready to criticize, judge, compete, take undue advantage, or simply drain energy, leaving no room for future growth? Cut negativity and welcome more positive vibes and loving, smiling faces and good nature around. Identify strengths and weaknesses. And then we have action steps coming up, so that's exciting. Identify your specialties, best qualities, talents, and skills in detail. Do not ignore them. Let no one take credit for them. Remember, everyone has a talent. Everyone. You have something to contribute. We all do. You just have to ask yourself what you have to contribute. Ask no one for appreciation. Just know all is yours and keep improving day by day as an asset to yourself, your loved ones, your family, your friends, your businesses, and your environment. Yes, it's pretty simple. Just focus on knowing yourself and track improvements on an everyday basis. Seek feedback. This is the interesting one. This is where you need other people. Ask people you trust, like friends, teachers, and coworkers, for advice on how you're doing. This way, they can tell you what things you do well and where you need to improve. Examine habits. Look at what you do every day. Think about whether these actions will make you successful or not. If there's something keeping you from success, stop doing it and replace it with actions towards reaching your goals. Trust me, there's many goals I have. On the flip side of this phone, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6, I always have to say, because one I'm actually working on. I had 6 or 7 goals that I want to accomplish this year. It was more like a vision board, but it's turning out to be like goal-oriented. One I've actually accomplished already, so I'm going to probably continue to do that way. Work hard to get better. Make a list of little things you can do today to reach your big goal. Do them consistently over days and weeks until they become easy. And always remember that even tiny improvements add up to a big difference. Everything's small steps, guys. Small steps. There's no big leaps and bounds. It's small steps to make bigger goals. Here's your action steps if you're up for it. Cultivate relationships with people who motivate and lift you up. Take note of accomplishments, no matter how small they may be. Celebrate them and continue moving forward. Do some good deeds without expecting anything in return. It will bring you joy, not just to others, but also to yourself. It's amazing when you help somebody out a little bit, how much joy that actually brings to yourself. Make surroundings conducive and positive by adding elements like plants or encouraging messages around you. Change the pessimistic thoughts to ones that push you to succeed in all aspects of your life. How interesting. That is just chapter 1 of this fun book. And that was the Understanding the Power of Positive Thinking. I'm actually going to end that right there. Maybe we'll do chapter 2 tomorrow. I'm off all week, and this only has excuse me. It'd be nice if I just looked at the thingy, right? People are very, very quick to judge me, and I'm okay with that. I'm pretty self-assured and self-secure. 7 chapters. So, you don't have to watch me. I'll be here anyway. So yeah, 7 chapters. So we probably can finish this up in a couple days. So, master positive thinking. Mastering positive thinking. This is to help you guys become more positive thinking. I'm a very positive thinker. I always have been. Without reading this book, I already follow a lot of what it does. So, this is to help you guys out. Because I'm constantly asked how I became so optimistic. It happenstance. It happened. I decided that's what I wanted for me. So I changed my life and brought more positive thinking into my life. So I'm going to help you guys bring more positive thinking in your lives. Because I'm happier and you're happier. Maybe we can make some changes to this world. Because one of my affirmations, which I have like right here, I'll show you my awful, awful handwriting, is to create a world that I want to live in. And that's a world for me, you, and future generations. So, and that I'm going to end with a nice think about it. And those who've joined me, thank you. I greatly appreciate you. You can check this out afterwards. So, God bless you all. And good night.